Greetings. I'm Hellena Pugh, a Marine Corps veteran and the host of your 5-Minute Salute. Today, I'm speaking with Dr. Daryl Barnett of the Marriage and Family Institute, who's in Minneapolis. Welcome to the show, Dr. Barnett.
It's my pleasure to be here. Good to see you today.
Excellent. So, I know you're not a veteran, but one of the reasons I wanted you here today speak with our veteran community is because of the challenge in relationships. I think one thing the COVID pandemic taught us is that a lot of families and marriages in particular came into a lot of challenges during that time. Can you speak to that?
Absolutely. Um, whether you, I was getting ready to say my quick comeback was being the son of a veteran. Does that count? But in speaking about marriages and relationships, um, there are a lot of dynamics that feed into the quality of a home, a marriage and relationship, and the various things that come at them. The pandemic, that was national stress. And when that comes into the home, people don't realize it's internalized. It's like somebody turned up the pressure, or turned up the heat. And if you're in a home that is always too hot, then not you don't just perspire, but you begin to act differently. You begin to seek relief from different ways, and it's as if the families weren't prepared. Our capacity to rise above a situation is often linked to our preparedness and the extra pressure of the pandemic. Um, I don't know what the relationship was like before the pandemic, but those variables have really kind of caused some people to be just plain exhausted. They
Right.
have a problem communicating and they don't have solutions.
So, if a married couple is noticing some challenges in the relationship, what would be some of those signs that they needed to reach out for help?
Well, the sign that the biggest sign that they need to reach out for help is that they can't talk to each other. That every time they try to talk about something that is meaningful, it becomes a tit for tat, a slugfest sometimes, verbal slugfest, um, and they begin to express their perspectives rather than begin to work together for any level of oneness between the two of them. It's managing for what I see rather than how we can engage and make our life better through what we see.
Right.
And so that's really a big deal when they can't talk to each other. No ground is being made. They really need, if anything, a mediator or translator, as I like to put it, to help each of them hear what the other is really saying.
That's excellent. So you host a program that airs on Thursday on YouTube, and it addresses relationships.
Mhm.
What are some of those programs that you've hosted that have touched on challenges in marriage?
Well, they all do to various degrees, but let me talk about yesterday because it's Relationship Thursday. And yesterday I was talking about when there's a challenge in the relationship, sometimes it's difficult to see what your role was. I'm talking about the individual role, particularly when you can clearly see what your spouse or partner has done, but it's not quite so clear what you have done to contribute to that challenge in the home. Well, um, that comes from some habits that have been developed over time, or just some things that have become familiar in the relationship. And many times, the habits that we have uh, embraced in a relationship have come not because of intentionality, but out of response. And if I'm responding in a way that continues to bring compromise and or distance in my relationship, then it would be wise if I was aware of it and then began to address it. And sometimes we don't always need counseling to tell us that something is wrong, but we need coaching on what we can do better.
So, one of the things that I wanted you to also speak on is the fact that the actual marriage covenant is one of the most powerful covenants on the face of the earth. And so the enemy is attacking it, especially for American Christians. So what are some things that Christians should do if they know their marriage is headed toward a challenging spot?
When when Christians know that their marriage is headed down a wrong pathway, or a challenging pathway, I'm talking about Christians now. The biggest thing that they can begin to do is be mindful of the triggers, the things that have set them down the pathway of negative relationship factors: fussing, fighting, being aloof, being sarcastic, things that cause distance between them. And if they are Christians, if they are believers, then they would rather than just do what everybody else does, find the Word of God management tools to help them through a situation. For example, if someone is sad, and that can happen for a lot of reasons. There can be a loss in the family. Anything can produce sadness. Well, the Bible tells us put on the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, and that's intentional.
Yes.
I'm not
So
praising the Lord because of a situation, but when I'm in it, I can say I need to praise. To the natural
right.
mind, that sounds crazy. To that mind that is connected to the Word of God, that's the solution.
Well, you heard it right here. Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Daryl Barnett. It's important to remember to reach out and seek the Word of God if you know you're having some challenges. So, America, I want to thank you for joining us for this week's salute, 5-minute salute. And we're going to ask you to render a salute by going to our website at ZaharaVets.org and clicking, sharing, and liking this video. And you'll be able to access the Marriage and Family Institute's website and check out some of the other videos. Thanks so much for being here. My name is Hellena Pugh. I am the founder of Zahara Veterans Network. So I started Zahara Veterans Network because as I transitioned out of the military in 2012, I was encountering so many challenges with my transition, and I realized that there really wasn't an organization that spoke definitively to the issues that impacted women veterans, but also I encountered other male veterans who were having very similar issues to which there really wasn't an answer. So I started the organization so that I can provide information for other veterans, but also put us on the path to start providing those services that weren't being offered.